valuable days of school. It's also unfortunate that not all your team can be here today with us, but it really presented itself as an obstacle in the way for our successful debate. However, speaking on behalf of the pro side here, I can say that we are always ready to debate on behalf of those less fortunate than ourselves and defend those who feel defenseless. Let's begin. I'm going to do a little simple analogy here. I'm going to ask you, which one of these people is an American? This guy? This woman? This man? Or this man? Any ideas? Incorrect.
First one.
They are all Americans. And everyone in this room is an American. Everyone in this county, this city, this state, everyone from sea to shining sea are all Americans. You may think that this is a simple skit to embellish our point, but really, this is quite a critical, florid analogy. We cannot let bigoted, backwards, and yes, racist opponents to immigration prevail. There's no problem with being against illegal immigration and illegal aliens sneaking into our country. But what we are talking about in this debate are immigrants, which implies that these people emigrated from their old country to seek a new home here in America. These immigrants bring immense value to our country. First off, immigrants founded our country. Correct. Everyone living here is a descendant of an immigrant or an immigrant himself. Our country's founding fathers immigrated here from Europe, where they faced religious and political persecution and faced economic hardships. How can you say that immigration is not beneficial to our country when there would be no America without immigrants? Point 2. Immigrants benefit the economy. Immigrants pay taxes and contribute money to our economy. Oftentimes, immigrants do jobs that many other Americans wouldn't want to do. Whether it be picking crops or any other manual labor, immigrants work hard and do what Americans are not willing to do. Finally, immigrants benefit the diversity of our country. Our country has long been a cultural melting pot. People of all colors and ethnicities have flocked here because they know that America will welcome them. Nowadays, there are some white nationalists who believe immigration is a detriment to our country. Let us show them that in order for our country to be the best version of itself, we must promote inclusiveness and acceptance. As you can see, immigrants benefit our society greatly. Don't let the other side wicked words pollute your mind. Stand up, judges, for what is right. Stand up for immigration, those who break their backs every day just to help our country. That is why immigration is beneficial for our country. Thank you.
Okay, 3 minutes, 31 seconds. Time.
So this will be 30 seconds.
Okay, immigration has raised many major concerns in the last few years. Immigration has raised many major questions in the last few years and brought up concerns that all Americans have. Immigration today is not beneficial to the country and brings florid implications to the economy. The illegal importing of drugs that can come along with immigration have a largely negative effect on the crime rate and ethics of our country. Immigration takes jobs away from hardworking American citizens and can cause increased rates of unemployment and dependence on welfare. Terrorism is another great concern. The lenient policies of who we allow into this country create an increasing amount of alarm. The dependence many immigrants have on our government can cause additional financial strain and can take money away from U.S. citizens. Immigration can also be seen to have a negative impact on our economy. To embellish our main point, we analyze with thorough research and evidence.
Okay, 1 minute, 8 seconds. Okay, point 1 pro.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this debate, we need to remember one simple fact. This nation was founded by immigrants. Look at the very first settlers of this continent. They weren't born here, they didn't originate here, they immigrated here. The Europeans then arrived and literally built a new ornate country from nothing but dedication and hard work. They constructed settlements, grew crops, and even created an entirely new culture. However, it wasn't just the European immigrants that founded this nation. The poignant plight of the African Americans also played a key role. African Americans became the foundation of the plantation economy that allowed the antebellum South to prosper and plantation owners to lead ostentatious lifestyles. Without African Americans, the entire system would have collapsed. In fact, according to Source D, there was a time when African Americans made up 20% of the population. The Irish, the Italians, the Chinese, and the Japanese, and so many more, all played important roles in the formation of this country. Immigrants fought in our wars, which gave us strength. Immigrants added new cultural ideas to our country, which gave us diversity. And most importantly, they decided to settle here in North America, which gave us our country. How can you not accept that time and time again, immigration has proven to be beneficial to our nation? Without immigrants, we wouldn't be the people we are today, and without immigrants, we wouldn't be the country we are today.
1 minute, 27 seconds. Rebuttal.
Okay, you speak the truth, but that was hundreds of years ago. Today, it's much different. If you look at our fellow countries in Europe, Germany, France, you can see how terrible this immigration has been on them. With their lax border security, they've been attacked numerous times, such as the events in Paris and Berlin. Yeah, the train station attacks that are happening in Germany. So obviously, today it's not beneficial to our country. Hundreds of years ago it was, and it was beneficial then. But now it's no longer beneficial.
Okay, 37 seconds. Point 1, Khan.
Drugs are now being brought into our country at an alarming rate, and immigration has a lot to do with this. Because getting into our country is now easier than ever before, gaps have been created and exploited by drug traffickers. These drug traffickers have connections with U.S. gangs that serve as distribution networks in the interior of the United States. Illegal immigrants contribute to the success of this ornate drug trade as their community serves an effective place for cartels to conceal their activities and wrongdoings. If immigration was to be massively reduced or eliminated altogether, the opulent issue of drugs being brought into our country would cease to exist. Also, if we chose to increase border security in order to stop illegal immigrants and drug trafficking, jobs would be created because of the need for more border patrol officers. Increased border security not only benefits our country economically through the prevention of drugs, but also has the ability to create jobs. With the United States being the most lucrative drug market in the world for drug traffickers, major reform in immigration, as well as border security policies need to be implemented in order to stop this horrific epidemic.
Okay, 1 minute, 3 seconds. Rebuttal.
Well, you're saying that the drugs are brought in by immigrants who are, like, illegal? We're talking about immigrants that are seeking a better life in this country, not illegal immigrants, who you pointed out are smuggling in drugs to United States gangs, U.S. gangs made up of U.S. citizens. These aren't the Mexicans that are doing this, it's the United States gangs that have the demand for drugs. Also, you say that creating a new border will create jobs. We could also create jobs by paying people to dig holes and then fill them up again. We can create jobs by creating useful things that will benefit the infrastructure of this country and not just build higher divisions in between our countries.
45 seconds. Point 2, Pro.
Legal immigration is largely supported by the economic benefits it provides for the United States. Allowing immigrants to integrate themselves into the American culture bestows us as a united nation with the opportunity of becoming a more opulent society. Not only would the economic benefit by the immigrants purchasing consumer goods and supporting American businesses, but also by tax collection. According to Source E, by providing the undocumented workers with amnesty, they could be paid legally and pay taxes, contributing to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. The source demonstrates with ornate detail the beneficial aspects of legal immigration economically by explaining the contribution taxes have on Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security for all legal citizens of America. The ability for immigrants to be paid for their work legally allows their tax dollars to benefit all American citizens, rather than just the current legal citizens aiding towards a more prosperous nation. The purchasing of consumer goods that support American businesses and taxes that contribute to a stronger nation are both major economic benefits that encourages legal immigration in the United States.
1 minute, 13 seconds. Rebuttal?
First of all, we are not just dealing with legal immigrants. The topic is immigrants overall, so that includes illegal immigrants as well. Second of all, they do not benefit our economy because they took away from the Medicare. And usually that Medicare is not really directed towards the American people because most Americans can pay for their own stuff, whereas this is more directed towards immigrants and people who cannot pay for it and take away from the government's money that could be used on, say, the veterans that come back from war and can't provide for themselves.
Okay, 35 seconds. Point 2, Khan.
Immigration is not beneficial to the United States because it provides a threat of terrorism. For the past 4 centuries, terrorism has been a major threat to the United States. Terrorism has come in different forms, yet all come from the same insipid root, immigration. When the English and Spanish emigrated to the United States, over 90% of the native population were slaughtered by either sword or disease, the latter of which the Europeans were very aware of. Immigrant legislation between the colonies of Europeans to the present day has always been an issue. Anti-immigration laws from the Quakers, Pennsylvanians, American and British governments reduced violence in the region by 5 to 15% in the first year after legislation, per Tracy DeFranco, the author of Source B for those who didn't do any research. These anti-immigration policies have reduced violence and terrorism in the United States. Atrocities such as the San Bernardino shootings, which were orchestrated by immigrants, could have been avoided by a strong reform on immigration. These policies are not 100% effective as they do not completely reform immigration. A complete reformation of immigration could reduce violence by more than 25%. Terrorism is a constant, non-indolent threat to the United States, and immigration is the root of that threat.
1 minute, 18 seconds.